Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now in the past, we took a look at a couple of wonderful keychain flashlight options from the company Nitecore. Here we have the Tiki and here we have the Tip SE, both having wonderful performance in an extremely small form factor. But here today, the T4K. This is a brand new offering from Nitecore for their 2021 lineup, and I am very excited to see this. Now, do you remember the day when to get 1,000 lumens, it was like the benchmark, like that 1,000 lumen EDC flashlight needed an 18650 battery, needed a good overall size and form factor? We're just getting smaller and smaller, tighter and tighter, more and more compact. LED technology is improving, battery technology is improving, and here today, another essentially keychain flashlight option in 4,000 lumens. And that to me is pretty darn cool. So what we're gonna do today is get a first look, sort of unbox this here, take a look at it, get an overall understanding of the size, the form factor, and the basic capabilities. And then from there, I'm gonna start to use this on a regular basis, and who knows, maybe at some point if things go well, I'll come back to it and we'll follow up. But regardless of that, we have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Nitecore who did provide this product for review. So here, the Nitecore T4K. Again, this is a 4,000 lumen, what they're calling quad-core intelligent keychain light. That sounds impressive. I'm hoping it is. I pretty much already know it is, but this is going to be cool, and I am excited for this. So real quick, getting into the packaging, pretty similar of a lot of Nitecore packaging, generally very nicely done. Here you'll see max output, 4,000 lumen, maximum distance of 209 meters, maximum intensity. Now intensity being that punch, the candle power there, the overall punch and power at distance. 10,900 candela. For a small light like this, I have to say that is extremely impressive. Impact resistance of 1 meter and the IP54 waterproof rating. On the back here, general features utilizes 4-time Cree XPL2 V6 LEDs with a maximum output of 4,000 lumens. Now that's not my expertise. I cannot say that I necessarily know all the difference between your LEDs, but the fact of the matter is that they're at the version 6 apparently of these Cree XPL2s. Well, they are advancing and always moving forward. Multifunction OLED display, a built-in 1000 milliamp hour lithium ion battery with a maximum runtime of 67 hours. Now, I'll get into that. That's going to be a very important feature for me personally and how I intend on using a flashlight like this. And if you're somebody who's looking for a good runtime, 67 hours, well, that's a lot. Dual side switches, 5 brightness levels, USB Type-C charging port, yes. 2 different user modes, 2 lockout modes, advanced temperature regulation, and advanced power cutoff control. So overall, wow, just amazing. And as we bust that open, well, here you'll see, pretty cool. So it says, begin your new journey with the world's smallest and lightest 4,000 lumen flashlight. Well, I think that's pretty fitting considering my introduction to this. And, you know, I didn't know it said that, but that was my point. Like, can you remember the day when a fairly substantial flashlight was only capable of doing 1,000 lumens of output? Well, here you go, just blowing that out of the water. So very, very impressive. Wow, look at that. I mean, basically an oversized keychain flashlight, and nicely done with the packaging. First thing here, nice foam insert, and very straightforward. Here's your charging cable, your keychain lanyard, and then the box. And one thing I didn't mention, just a nice little magnetic enclosure. Not a big deal, but nicely done with the packaging. I always like when a company's paying attention to the details on the packaging because you know they're paying attention to the details in the product itself. Taking a quick look through the instructional pamphlet here you will see, very straightforward. So we'll take a look at this in detail in a little bit, but your typical Nitecore instructions there. And a little bit of a warning, please activate the lockout mode to prevent accidental activation when it's not in use. Can you imagine 4,000 lumens just beaming in your pocket? Well, I can tell you 1,000 lumen flashlight could get kind of warm. Never mind 4,000 lumens with, on the face of this, 4 nicely done LEDs. So that might be important and something to consider. So we will pay close attention to the lockout modes. And so here you'll see this little flyer, the Nitecore Keychain Light Series, the Tube version 2.0, Tiki and Tiki LE, Tiki GITD, Tip SE, Teeny 2, Tip 2, the TUP, and now the T4K. So a nice keychain lineup, and hitting the sort of pinnacle, now I would say hopefully that flagship design, the T4K. And so as we get into this here, there is a little bit of film just on top of that OLED display. So we'll pick that off of there, and also across the front of the lens. And so as we get into this here, nicely constructed, this just feels super premium. That must be an aluminum housing from the feel of it. It's a little bit cool to the touch, so not like some of the other ones. I would say this Tip SE is aluminum, but definitely plastic on the Tiki. But overall, that's just beautiful. You can see on the back there is your USB Type-C connection port and your lanyard hole. Very interesting how that's done. I don't know why that's raised like that, but it's probably to buy you just a little bit of room there. And you know what would be really cool? And I don't think this is anything like that, but if it was actually on a little bit of a retractable lanyard, that would be really neat. Hold on, time out. You may have noticed a little bit of blurry footage. Well, usually in my video reviews, you don't see too much in the way of blurry. Does it happen from time to time? Sure, but not too much. And I try to kind of correct things when I get the opportunity. Now, something happened which is not going to allow me to correct the footage, but we're going to get into that in a little bit. So with that said, just kind of hang tight, and there's more than meets the eye here. Pushing this button, what is that? So this pops off if you don't want it. So it looks like here you just have the ability to remove this little lanyard, which is kind of neat, but I don't know. I don't know if I want that off. I think I want that on here. So it does just have a little button there which depresses, little spring activated mechanism, and that pops right back into place. So something to keep an eye on. I don't think I'll have any problems with that, but you definitely want to be a little bit careful. But again, I would love to see this on a retractable lanyard. You could clip this to your pocket and then just like wing it out, and then it would retract back. That would be really, really cool. So maybe a future option for Nitecore if they're paying attention. Now on the back side here, you do have a clip. So nice, beefy clip. You're going to have no problem with that. Nice spring clip. That is sweet. I definitely like that a lot about this. That's going to enhance the overall carry capability for this flashlight. And so as we get into this here, a couple different buttons. Well, here that appears to be your power button, and that's telling you it is in lockout, I believe, mechanism number 2. So as we press that there, looking at the top here, same thing. So this right now is fully locked out. And so according to the instructions here, when you see the number 2, well, that is the full lockout mode. And if there was the number 1, that's considered half lockout mode. So what they're saying is press once and then long press, and you'll see now it comes on. So that's pretty neat. So power there, well, you see right when this fires up, that is in the 200 lumens, and this is telling me right now it is in demo mode, and I have 2 hours and 45 minutes of runtime. So scrolling through, 1 lumen, 67 hours. Mode 2, 15 lumens, 21 hours. Mode 3, 65 lumens, 7-hour runtime. Mode 4, 200 lumens, 2 hours and 45 minutes of runtime, and off. If I double press, well, I'm in demo mode, so I'll probably have to figure out how to get this out of demo mode. So that's the next move. All right, so apparently to get out of demo mode, it says when the light is off, keep holding the power button even after ultra low is accessed until the light is turned off to enter the display demonstration. So, all right, so further review of the instructions say to hold down both the power and mode buttons. There we go, flashing twice. Now it is in daily mode. So there we go. Let's see what happens. Kicking this on again, 1 lumen, 15 lumens, 65 lumens, 200 lumens. It's the same modes, but at least there it does say now daily mode. So that's an improvement. And here you can see long pressing up on the mode button. That's going to give you your 4,000 lumens. So 4,000 lumens, you can see it's a little timer. It's only going to give you a number of seconds, and then it's going to basically turn off. So let's count this here. Long press, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000, 10. So about 10 seconds of turbo mode. That's pretty good, and I can tell you this is definitely already heating up. So for protection, the overall circuitry, so that this doesn't overheat, doesn't cause any problems, that does time out after 10 seconds roughly. And this is, again, getting nice and warm. So you definitely want to be careful, not abuse it, but you do get 10 full seconds of 4,000 lumen turbo. Now, one thing that I think I'm greatly going to enjoy is the overall programming. We've already talked about pressing on the turbo with the upper mode button, but check this out. Let's turn this on. Right now, it's in the 200 lumen mode, but maybe I don't need 200 lumens. Maybe I only need 15 or 65. 65 to me is going to be perfect, where it's going to allow me to navigate around. I can basically illuminate probably pretty much anything I need with decent overall throw. And if you look, 65 lumens is going to give you 6 hours and 45 minutes of runtime. That's huge, and that's a real important number for me. I will cover that again in a minute, but turning the light off, well, now that means I can long press, and I can get my turbo, 4,000 lumens. I can turn the light on. It's going to come on at 65 lumens, which is sweet. Or if I long press the power button, well, now it kicks on in the 1 lumen mode. So 3 modes I can get to quickly and easily without messing around with really anything else. So let's just say you want to see something real quick and close up, long press, that's going to come in nicely on that Moonlight mode. Or let's say you're trying to navigate around, well, just press the button once, and that's the 65 lumens, that's sweet. Or if there's something you really want to see what's going on, long press and hold, boom, there is your 4,000 lumen turbo. So overall, I have to say, the programming on this is perfect and exactly what I like in an EDC flashlight. So something else that's really nice is the ability to check the voltage real quick, so you really can tell your battery status. So with the light off, just real quick, press the mode button. Here you'll see 4.05 volts. Now you can also see there's a little battery indicator there showing that it's almost completely full. So full charge on this is 4.2 volts, so being at 4.05, you can see this is pretty much coming to me in full charge capability. So I do want to try to charge this just to see what's going to happen, but right off the get-go, coming out of the box, this is pretty much ready to go. And so throwing this on the charger real quick, again, a USB Type-C charging cable, which is awesome. If you're anything like me, I've been trying to really get all of my charging cables to a USB Type-C, getting away from the micro USB. This is absolutely awesome. And you can see the 2 lights there blinking. Now, keep in mind the fact that as I got this, it was already fairly well charged, so I'm not sure if these are going to indicate the different colors based on the overall sort of charging status, but what you can do is push that mode button there, and you will see it does illuminate the OLED display. So 4.09 volts. waiting for that to come up to 4.2 for roughly that full charge. So we're getting there, but at the same time, not 100% just yet. And so as I mentioned, this does have 2 lockout modes. So to get to the number 1 sort of half lockout, you're going to turn the light on, which you'll see the light there. And then you're going to long press on the power button, and you'll see it cycles between the 2 lockout modes. So at this point, fully locked out. And then to get back into it, press once and then long hold on the power button and you're back on. That's fairly quick. So very nice. Again, turn the light on, long press the power button. That's lockout mode number 1. So lockout mode number 1 does allow you to at least check the voltage. So if you want, you can just press the button there. So the top button, the mode button, and that's going to illuminate your OLED display. Press once, long press, that's unlocking. Well, now the light's back on. I'm going to long press again. That's lockout mode number 2. Lockout mode number 2 literally will not display on your OLED other than to tell you that the light is locked out. So at this point, fully locked out. That's a nice deal. Press, long press, boom, you're back on. So overall, pretty quick and convenient. I do like the fact that it has the lockout mechanism. I think that's going to be a big deal as to sort of not waste your battery or not, heat up your pocket or really shine this in directions that you don't want it. So overall, very nicely done. And with that said, there are no other specialty modes. For me personally, I really don't need it. I don't think specialty modes would be the most applicable for my needs. I could see somebody wanting it. Now, if you're somebody who's a law enforcement professional or just want tactical needs, some sort of home self-defense, the fact of the matter with 4,000 lumens, this could be a wonderful, wonderful disorientation and distraction device. So with that said, having a specialty mode could be a good thing for if they call it the LE model, so the T4K LE. I could see that coming in the future, but overall, just for your typical EDC purposes, this is going to be fantastic. So you remember earlier on when I said there was more than meets the eye, and we were going to come back to talk to you a little bit about something happened. Well, I basically use my process a certain way. When I get a product, I go through a little bit of a sort of regiment. I shoot a certain way. And in this video, you'll notice I did pretty much an unboxing. Well, that means that in order for me to gain an understanding of the flashlight and actually put it to use, I had to then put it to use. So one of my comments was going to be, and if you look at the clip on the flashlight, I had been carrying it for a while in my pocket. And one of my comments was going to be, I had a flashlight once that had a clip that was similar to this. Well, operative words being had, because that flashlight's clip, well, it allowed it to constantly slip out of my pocket. And well, that's exactly what happened with the T4K. And unfortunately, I have no idea where it is. The flashlight's gone. This is the first time for me I've actually lost a product that I'm in the middle of a review. And it's kind of ridiculous. And I don't lose stuff, like almost never. I am very careful and I pay close attention. So to actually lose something in the middle of a review is pretty ridiculous. So I didn't get to film any of my use footage. Now, I had already shot a conclusion. I had pretty much known what I was getting into minus my beam shots, but at this point, I can't even put that in the review. So long story short is this. I greatly like the flashlight. The programming is excellent. The output is wonderful. The actual form factor is amazing. I was very much looking forward to getting this out into the mountains for some deep mountain use and really putting it to the test. And in fact, I had an opportunity very soon coming up where I was going to be able to do that. Now, major downfall, that clip was too loose. I kept finding that I'd get up like off the couch or out of my car or off of my office chair, and the flashlight would be sitting on the chair. So where is my flashlight now? I don't know. What I could even guess is it fell out of my pocket. I know the day and I know where I was, but going back to these locations, I just can't find it. So did it fall on the ground? It's snowy outside. Am I going to run it through the snowblower and huck it 50 feet into my yard? I kind of hope so, because then maybe I'll find it in the spring. And if I do, wouldn't that be a cool conclusion? But other than that, that little piece in the back that I thought might be a retractable lanyard, if that was the case and that could just be manufactured into a little 3 meter, not even, I'm talking 3 foot, little retractable lanyard, clip it to your belt, slide it into your pocket, retract it out as you need it, that would have been so sweet. But unfortunately for me, I never got the chance to really hard use the flashlight and get it further out. So with that said, again, thank you very much to the people at Nitecore for providing the product for review. Unfortunately, I no longer have it. It's kind of embarrassing, but to be honest with you, that's the way it goes. And if the clip's not going to keep it in my pocket, well, that's going to be a problem. And bottom line is, I wear the same type of pants all the time. Tactical cargo pants. That's it. And I don't have problems with knife clips, and I don't have problems with other flashlights clips, but with the T4K, I accidentally lost it. I did have a problem with the clip. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. Hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon. Beam shot, not.